Developing new details tonight involving police caught on camera breaking down the front door of a Chandler home. The dramatic events happening after a Valley clinic called DCS, concerned about a fever that one of the kids had. Chandler SWAT team busting down a front door with their guns drawn late last month so DCS could remove Brooks Bryce and Sarah Beck's children. A doctor told them to take their sick son to the ER, but they didn't, saying he was getting better. State Representative Kelly Townsend calls this case overkill by DCS. She's concerned about the 3 children being taken from the Chandler parents with another baby on the way.
I think these children should go home immediately. I don't think that the parents should have to prove their worthiness.
And DCS has released the children to their grandparents' care, but the agency is declining to provide information on the parents, citing confidentiality laws.